This is the Steamroller 2015 number 2 scenario called Two Fronts. There is kill box. You need 5 points to win. You get 1 for dominating your close zone, 1 for controlling the far zone, and 2 for dominating it. You can't do either of those though until you destroy the enemy objective, and if you do so, that's another control point. Hey there, this is Malorian, and this will be another War Machine Battle Report, and I'm breaking out Sturgis again. You know, I think he's kind of a cool caster, and I want to give this list here I've been using with him a little bit more practice before I make any changes. On the other side, I have Rasheth. Now, this is going to be him running the whole chain gang with all the different beasts and stuff. A little bit of proxies and stuff here, but, you know, basically it's a bajillion elephants. So on my list, what I'm going to be running here is I have Sturgis, which is running a Storm Wall. There's the Squire. I have the full unit of Storm Lances with Catherine Lattimore in there. I have also Gorman, Black 13th, Gun Mages with UA, and then also the Rangers. On his side, he's going to be running 2 of those evil agonizers. He's going to be running the Bellowers crew. He's also going to have the Painmasters. There's going to be 3 gladiators, 1 bronze back, a cannoneer, and also a sentry. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of elephants. Now, the big thing with this scenario here is that when I take a look at it, you know, it has a good chance to actually win this one scenario. Pick one zone or the other, and if you can block them out, that's good. Unfortunately, he has a bajillion elephants, like I said, and as you can tell from his deployment, is that he's going to be bum rushing the left side. And so, as far as scenario goes, it really looks like he's making a play to win on scenario because he can just get in there, smash the objective, smash whatever's in my zone, and really start scoring. So, my plan is going to be to try and stall him the best I can, say with a sniped Gorman, and then meanwhile, maybe I can actually start scoring on the right zone. But we'll see what happens. So he gets first turn, pretty much everything this runs up. Really simple turn, no real upkeeps for him to get out. Even Rasheth runs up, so there you have it. So on my turn, I'm going to be putting Snipe on the Gorman. I'm going to be putting Arcane Shield up in the Stormwall. The Knights are going to be moving up the left side. I could have got a little bit closer, but I was hoping to keep that cannon out of range. You know, I out-threat him pretty good. So, I mean, at this point here, if he really gets to the zone, I can threaten him. Although I probably should have been about 3 inches closer. Meanwhile, the Stormwall is getting up there to be threatening. Gorman, I go up and I do smoke. Maybe he should have gone up and been a little bit threatening more as well. But otherwise, you can see how a lot of my troops are moving to the right side. And the biggest asset here will be the gun mages with their little push shots so they can just get whatever they want out of the zone. And again, you can really see here, and it's really clear with these little walls that are down the center, is that he has 5 elephants on the left and just 1 on the right. So I really do think this will be a scenario type victory. Anyway, we got to his turn, and he starts getting some jank going. You know, he has all these agonizers all set up with Fury, and one of them is going to be popping the thing so I can't allocate focus, and he's going to run up. And as it turns out, he's out of range. So I think that's awesome. Then he has one of his elephants go and just throw him forward. So, you know, the Agonizer has good enough armor that he survives the throw, and now he is within range. So that was a kind of interesting trick that he did against me. And otherwise, he wasn't super aggressive, but he got to the zone to contest. And he knows that I can't allocate any focus, so he feels pretty safe where he is. And I mean, one of the things that I know that he can do is he can arc node through his own models, so he can start picking out my key models if I wait too long. And so this is where I was really faced with a dilemma for this next turn. As I see it now, I have 2 choices. One, he has nothing in the zone on the right side. So I could just go straight for scenario and start getting points there. I'm pretty sure I can blind 3 of his elephants, and that would really put a hamper on him. Of course, if one elephant gets to Sturgis, I'm in big trouble. But the other way I could also go is I could do the whole thing where I go and I start going for attrition here. Now, he is leading with one gladiator. You know, maybe I could put some shots into him and really kind of soften him up. But without allocating focus, it's not that great of a chance. I could also do a thing where I go up and I blind an elephant and start punching and tying things down. But the more I think about this, the more I just like the scenario idea. So we're going to go with that one. So really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a no allocation because I can't. So I upkeep my 2 spells. Sturgis is the buddy who starts it all off by charging the Agonizer, kills the Agonizer, pops feet to pull things closer, and then I teleport to the right zone. So I'm really kind of going chips in because I really need that objective to die. Next, I move up the Stormwall, and his whole job is to drop a pod in the middle of those elephants and then to shoot up that objective. Well, some bad dice go for the big guns. You know, I'm at like dice -3, and I think the first shot does 2 damage, the next one does like 3, and then when I do my little nipple guns, I'm like, okay, let's roll. Oh, awesome, 3 shots. And my opponent says, are you sure if you're in 10 inches? And I'm like, yeah, totally. Yeah, I wasn't in 10 inches. It was like 10 inches and like 2 millimeters. So all those shots basically were kind of useless. I mean, one of them shot down a beast handler otherwise, but yeah, that really had me extremely worried. Luckily, next part was the Rangers. They move up and they start shooting and they say, ha, Stormwall, you're a joke, and they shoot down the objective themselves. So way to go, Rangers. Next I go with the Black 13th. You know, they're pretty awesome, but in this situation here, they're the least important to me, so they actually just run up to get in the way and just to bog things up. Then I go with the Gun Mages. They advance, take a shot, kill another Pain Giver. He passes his test. And then, really, when I was looking at the Storm Lances, they could either charge or just run in. And when I thought about it, you know what? All I need to do is run in there and tie things up. I mean, I'm sure they could charge into the Cannoneer and do a bunch of damage on them and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I don't even really care. The Cannoneer is a long way off. I just want him to have a lot of things to think about and be in his face. So that's really what I do. And so at the end of the turn, I'm going to score 3 points. 1 for destroying the objective, another 2 for dominating, and I'm in a pretty damn good spot because, I mean, Gorman, it was really easy for a Snipe Gorman to hit that little pod there. I blind all 3 of those beasts that are in a circle there, the Bronzeback and the 2 Gladiators. So yeah, he's in kind of a bad spot here. So on his turn, he does his best to break out of it. One of the things that I did that was kind of stupid was that when I had Lattimore go up to engage, you know, I could have easily stayed at reach, but I didn't. I got right up, and that allowed the Gladiator to boost and basically unhorse her. Then he had Rasheth go and use magic to kill her dismounted version. This allowed a Gladiator to get onto my Stormwall. He destroyed a little bit more than half my Stormwall, but in fact, I thought that was awesome, because by that Gladiator going after my Stormwall, that meant that he didn't go into the zone. He also went and put Rush, I believe it was, onto the Bronzeback, so that meant that he was able to walk into the zone, and then otherwise, yeah, he kills off, like, 4 of my other Storm Lances between the Sentry and the Cannoneer, so that really hurt. But really, the only thing he got into the zone is the one little Taskmaster, I think it's called, and then also the Bronzeback. And now, the Bronzeback is actually a very interesting thing to deal with in a zone, because if I move at all, and I'm within 6 inches, he's going to countercharge. So not only will he get himself into melee, because right now he's only engaging Ryan from the Black 13th, he can also get himself deeper into the zone. And so a big trick to remember with that is you can't even aim. Because if you aim, you end your movement, and then, yeah, he gets to charge you. So be really, you know, mindful about that. But really, all I have to do is push him out and then kill the one model. And so that's really what I do. I play very, very carefully. The second Agonizer had gone up and said I can't allocate again, so screw that noise. I just upkept the 2 spells just in case. Ryan moves, takes a free strike and dies. The other Black 13th do nothing. Gun Mages shift over, making sure that nobody that moved was within 6 inches. Go and push out the Bronzeback, and then otherwise, I just do some shots into the little Taskmaster guy that was there in the back, and then boom, I dominate again for 5 points to win by scenario. So really, this is one that was made a lot easier because he wasn't in the zone to start with. That being said, even if he did get into the zone, a lot of my gun mages did nothing that turn, and so they could have very easily just shot and did the push shot to get it out. He could have gone a lot more splitting up his elephants to either side. I think then I could have used this list for attrition, but either way, what this list really did for me is, again, working just the way I want it to, where I'm able to take on these heavies. You know, that's a big part of what this is supposed to do, and as a little side bonus here, I can always go for the scenario as well. So, a really great game. It makes me wonder if maybe this means I should bring Sturgis to a tournament. You know, he's been working out for me. Of course, the other thing I'm wondering about dropping is maybe the Rangers. You know, if I drop the Rangers, I could maybe either get in some Stormblades in there, or I could get in Iana and Holt, and, you know, I always have 1 point for a Tinker then, or something like that. But I don't know. I'll play with it a little bit more, and you never know. Maybe I'll break it out to a tournament. But there you go. Victory for the boys in blue, and we'll catch you later. Bye.